Okay, so I wanted to apologize to everyone. We had those technical difficulties last lesson, and I just wanted to review the quiz with you. And bear with me, guys. I'm using Screencastify for really the first time ever. And so I might not have it right, but I think I know what I'm doing. So let's go through our quiz really quickly. Everyone did exceptionally well with what are the minimum number of entries for our log? It is 16. You have to do at least 16 drives. And if you only do 16, they have to be an hour and a half in length. Okay. So our next question is what is the minimum number of hours behind the wheel on our log? The minimum number of hours that we must do behind the wheel is 6. Okay. The other 18 can be your choice of what else to do, but 6 of those hours must be with you with your hands on the wheel. And I think everyone got that correctly. What is the minimum number of hours in total on the log? The minimum number of hours in total is 24. You have to do at least 24 hours of driving, 6 minimum behind the wheel, and then 18 of your choice, either watching and observing and listening to your parents or doing more hours behind the wheel itself. Bonus question number 4, true or false, do parents have to record an evaluation for every behind the wheel drive? This is true. The answer is yes. They must record it for every single one. If they don't, then you will lose, you'll get a 0 for that drive. Okay. So we'll still count the drive, but you get a 0 for it for your evaluation. And it is a point-based score for your evaluation. So, and you must have a 65 or higher in order to pass that part of the course. And if you don't pass that part of the course, then you don't get your MV 285. So it's very important that your parents do record every evaluation of you behind the wheel. True or false, a 60% average is the minimum score to pass. That is false. Okay, 65 is the minimum. The weather can play a role in your ability to observe and react to traffic controls. That is true. Weather will play a role, especially when it comes to seeing those signs if they're covered in snow or if they're really dark. There's a multitude of reasons why we wouldn't be able to see them. Failing to obey a traffic signal, stop sign, or yield can result in 3 points, 3 driver violation points. So this is correct. Okay. I know this because I had a personal experience with this. Not that, actually it's quite a while ago now. And the minimum number of points that you can get for a traffic violation, I believe, guys, is 3. And this is a minimal violation, but it's enough to, and we're going to get into this in more detail, but I believe right off the top of my head, 3 is that magic number where you can lose your permit, okay, or your junior driver license. What kind of sign is this? Okay, this is for the hospital. This is a destination, or I'm sorry, a service sign, okay? This is a service sign. They're blue and white. What kind of sign is this one? This is a caution or warning sign. They are yellow and black. What kind of sign is this one? These are orange and black. This is a work area sign. What kinds of signs are these? These are regulation signs. So they're rectangular, they're vertical rectangular, they are black and white. Okay, the next ones we see here, number 6, they are rectangular, but they are horizontal rectangular and they're green and white. These are destination signs. Okay, so they tell you where to go to get to either a different street or to a city, town. Number 7, you're at a green light, but traffic on the other side of the intersection does not allow you to pass all the way through the intersection. Can you enter the intersection? Okay, this is one of those where we just got cut off at the end, but something I definitely wanted to talk to you about. So let's say you're here at the intersection. You're this red car, but you're back here a couple seconds earlier. All right. And up ahead, there's a green light, but the cars are all blocked up. Okay. So that means that if you proceed, there's a possibility that the light here will turn red and you will be stuck in the middle of this intersection. That's what the question's asking. And the question's asking, is this okay? Can you do this? Or are you going to get in trouble with the police when you get a ticket? And the answer is, this is not okay. You should not enter this intersection. The answer is, do not enter, right? Can you enter the intersection? No. All right. Personal experience, real quickly. I was driving to Manhattan. Okay. And I mean, we were talking like Times Square, Manhattan, extremely busy, tons of traffic. And I wound up getting caught right there in the middle of an intersection, right in the middle of Manhattan. And of course, for the next minute and a half, horns were blaring at me. Cars were inching around my like brand new car at the time. It was quite stressful. So don't make the same mistake I did. Even if that light is green, if you do not see this traffic cleared out of the lane and a space for you to go into, don't venture out into the intersection. Okay. And yes, in Manhattan, you probably will be having taxi cab drivers behind you honking at you to do exactly that, to get out in the intersection. Don't do it. Number 8, does a vehicle prepared to enter a traffic circle have the right of way over vehicles in the circle? The answer is no. I think everyone got this correct. Okay, so the vehicles in the circle, in the traffic circle, have the right of way. Okay, you have to yield when you are about to enter a traffic circle. In traffic circle, we mean the same thing as roundabout. Okay, which line is this? You cannot pass or change lanes. Okay, you cannot go across this one. This is a double solid. That's the one. Can't cross it. Can't pass. Can't do anything. Oh, to clear things up, and this was something that it was kind of a trick question, and I apologize for this. This single yellow lane road relatively does not exist in the United States. This is something that is European, or from a foreign country anyway. We don't have roads with single yellow lines, so this is never going to be the correct answer. And I apologize for not pointing that out. I think I was going to do it at the end of our lesson. Okay, which line is this? You expect to see this pavement that should be marking only when there is a long straightaway. Okay, relatively no incline or decline, and you can see very far into the distance. Okay, you can expect this from time to time, it's true. But usually on a highway, when there's a long straightaway, we're talking like a mile or more, with no incline or decline, so that we can see the cars coming and they can see us coming, this is when you can expect to see the single broken line. Okay, so what does that mean for you as a driver? If you have a car behind you that clearly wants to pass you, they're going to be on the lookout for this situation with long straightaways and no incline, no hills, so that we don't have a blind hill, coming up. Okay, they're going to be looking for that in order to pass you. Likewise, let's say you have something going very slowly in front of you, like a tractor, for example. Okay, so this is what you're looking for, is that long straightaway, right? No hills. No turns, right? That's where you're going to pass that tractor or that cyclist. Okay. By the way, can you pass a cyclist on a road like this? The answer is yes, you can, but you need to be very, very cautious about passing a cyclist in this situation. Okay. Same with stuff that may be stopped along the side, like a garbage truck. Okay, you can pass, but Do not pass if you cannot see far in advance, okay? The slower or a full stopped vehicle or cyclist is going to be a little easier than if they're moving along, right? Because then you don't need to get so much speed. You can accelerate faster. Okay, number 11, if you are on the side with the solid line, right? So we're looking for a solid line. So we're talking about here or here, right? This one's out. And this one's out because there's no solid line here. Okay, so if you are on the side of the solid line, you cannot pass other vehicles or go across the line except to make a left turn into a driveway or entrance. If you are on the side with a broken line, you can pass it if it is safe to, and you will not interfere with traffic. Okay, so I was looking for this one here. So if you're on the side with the solid line, you can't do anything, can't pass. All I can do is make left-handed turns. If you're on this side, you are free to pass because of the broken yellow line. I hope everyone understands that. And please be wary that when you're driving along in a country road setting or, like a rural highway type setting, you're going to have roads that look like this and roads that look like this. And there's going to be times when people are so impatient that they will pass you on a double yellow. If you experience that, bring your car down to speed. Take your foot off the accelerator, let your car slow down, and let them get past you as quickly as they can. Okay, it's just simply a matter of safety. Number 12, you can pass other vehicles or change lanes if you can do so safely without interfering with traffic. Okay, here we are. Number 13, you can pass other vehicles or change lanes except when obstructions in the road or conditions make it necessary. Okay, you cannot, right? Yep. Only if there are obstructions, other vehicles that make it necessary to go into the other lane. And we only do so when it's very, very safe. There's nothing coming at a very slow speed. And you want to zip around them really quickly and then get back into your lane. Okay, at an intersection not controlled by stop signs or where two or more drivers stop at stop signs at the same time and they are at right angles, the driver on the left must yield to the driver on the right. This is correct. Okay. So let's say you're B. You arrive at B. The driver to your right has the right of way. Okay. You have to let him go first. Let's say you're A. You arrive at the same time as B. He's on your left. You have the right of way. You should be allowed to go first. Expect him to give you some type of signal, like a hand signal, or like the flashing of the headlights. You do want to make eye contact with the driver in this situation. Okay. If you cannot make eye contact and he's not giving you any signs, make sure he isn't going. So you're going to look at his wheels as you slowly creep into the intersection to continue. Okay. So that you have the right of way to go straight, to go right, or to go left. Okay. But this is where communication of vehicles is extremely important. Okay. And this is why you're looking at his eyes, you're looking for a gesture, and you're also looking at his tires to see if they start moving. Because if they do, you're going to have to put on the brakes. And this is when you just compromise and you let him go, even though the rules of the road are on your side. At a stop sign, you do not need to come to a complete stop if there is no line. That is incorrect. Okay, we talked about this in class. If there's no line, you need to draw that imaginary line across the road where that post of the stop sign is and stop there, like full stop. Okay, so do not need to come to a complete stop. That is false. All right, moving on to number 16. Add a yield sign. Here's our yield sign right here, by the way, guys. Okay. So we're yielding In this case, we have this little lane, so we don't have to come to a full stop here. This would be a full stop and then a turn right. But instead, we have this little right-hand lane thing to make the traffic flow a little easier. Okay. So, but we will always have a yield sign in this situation. At a yield sign, you must stop if there is close oncoming traffic from your left. Okay. Yep. You definitely, when you get to the yield sign, you're looking over your left-hand shoulder. You're looking for traffic coming from this direction here, right? And it can be coming from this lane, or it can be coming from making a turn and coming this way. Either way, and yes, it's true, this driver should be getting into this lane here, and we want to expect him to get in this lane, but we need to be defensive drivers and think for a minute. It might not be possible for whatever reason. He might be coming into our lane. So in this case, we will have to come to a complete stop. Okay. Where do we stop? Is there a line there for the stop? Is there a crosswalk for the stop? Are those shark teeth there for the stop? If none of it's there, you just simply have to stop well before you get into that lane. Okay. So you must stop if there's close oncoming traffic. The answer to that is true. Okay, number 17, the broken white lines in an intersection are to guide traffic to stay in their lanes when turning left or right. This is absolutely true. Yep, this is to help you stay in your lane. So this lane here, they're going to stay to the left of that dotted line, and the outside lane is going to stay to the right of that dotted line. Yep, and everyone got that correct. That's true. Very good. You always need to stop when there's a yield sign, okay? Yield signs are like stop signs, but only when there's oncoming traffic. So we need to yield to, I don't know where the traffic is coming here, probably from this direction over here, okay? So every time we come to a yield sign, we're looking for where we do need to come to a full stop if we have to. And this is also the point of, we should have already by this point looked over our left-hand shoulder and look for oncoming traffic. And if we don't see any oncoming traffic, then, yep, we don't need to stop. We can roll right through, okay? This is to improve flow. So you do not need to stop at every yield sign. No, that is false. Only if there's oncoming traffic. Okay, these pavement markings right here, these are the ones we're talking about. So they're like zebra-looking ones, but they're orange instead of white, right? So multiple yellow stripes like a zebra. Are they for pedestrians? The answer to that is no. Pedestrians will have white stripes. These are yellow, and they are to create a margin. They're to separate traffic. So this is false. And number 20, the center lane here is used by traffic going in each direction in order to turn left. That is absolutely true. And we talked about that one in class. This is used here so that, usually there's quite a lot of traffic on either side of this. They're often found in commercial and intermediate roads where there's a lot of traffic. And it's a place for you to stop your car and wait for a break in the traffic. So you're not blocking up the traffic, that was behind you. And you're just waiting for your time to turn, okay? So it's a little bit more flow-ish than a stoplight, because that would be the alternative to this situation, is putting a stoplight in. Okay. So I hope this helped you. And I'm going to leave it for you guys to look at your leisure.